Hello, welcome. Today I'm making roasted butternut squash soup with chorizo and toasted chili lime seeds. For this recipe, you'll need 1 to 2 sticks of chorizo, 1 to 2 butternut squash, 1 can diced or crushed tomato, 1 can beans, black pinto and or kidney, 1 large or 2 medium onions, 4 cups chicken stock, 1 tablespoon adobe chili puree, 1 to 2 cups kefir, uh, some cilantro, either fresh or dried, chili powder, cumin, garlic, lime, and salt. To prepare the squash, I cut it in half and use a spoon to scoop out the seeds, drizzle with olive oil and salt. I then soak the seeds in water to loosen them from the pulp and get them ready for roasting. I set the oven for 350 for the squash for 1 hour. You can use diced tomatoes like is shown here, or if you want it to be a little bit finer, you can use an immersion blender or a blender to puree the tomatoes, or just buy them pureed already. While the squash is still in the oven, I diced the tomatoes, drained the beans, and chopped up the onions and minced the garlic. The tomatoes will go on top as like a topping later on. I then separated the seeds from the pulp and put them on a baking tray to be heated for about 10 to 15 minutes in the 350-degree oven. I mixed it with lime, chili powder, salt, and a little bit of oil. In my stock pot, I added a little oil and some of my diced onion to get it started. Then I added the chili powder, the cumin powder, and the garlic to start browning that up, and it really enhances the flavor of the spices when they are cooking in the oils before you add the squash. And then I added the tomato puree and the adobo. If you don't like spice or you like less spice, you can leave out the adobo or add as much as you want. Then I pulled the seeds out of the oven for topping later. I squeezed the chorizo out of the plastic tube that it went and put in a fry pan. And once it started going, I was able to break it up into pieces similar to like ground beef. There's also a soy version, and this is kind of what it looks like when it's all done. I pulled the butternut squash out of the oven and then peeled off the skin on the back and put it into the pan along with more cumin, chili powder, and the broth. I then took the immersion blender while the squash was still cool and pureed it, and you can puree it to as smooth as you would like. I added in the kefir and the beans and then stirred it on up till it was nice and smooth and creamy. I finished the soup up by ladling it in the bowl, adding the chorizo, diced tomato, and the seeds with a squeeze of lime. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it.